Hello, everybody, and welcome to another great episode of the Gridiron Glory podcast here with Tad and Will. We're here to bring you great, extensive, all-inclusive coverage of all 32 teams in the NFL, their stories, their highlights, and their struggles from the preseason to here in Week 13. We bring it to you week after week, and we're here to talk to you today now about a matchup that took place in Week 12 of the NFL season between the Green Bay Packers, a team that some on this podcast may or may not have rivalristic feelings towards. Yeah, and then the San Francisco 49ers only scoring 10 points. But yeah, let's just talk about Jordan Love. And yeah, 13 of 23, two touchdowns. No,
What a classic moment here on the Gridiron Glory. I have apparently discovered a reaction, and that caused a severe reaction by my co-host here. So yes, as he was getting at, there's definitely some rivalristic tendencies here. So I'll let Will go on as he was describing the Packers.
If you guys must know, Tad randomly put a laugh emoji on the screen, and it drastically threw me off. Because he secretly may or may not have haterade towards a franchise that we're talking about. But nonetheless, Jordan Love, 13 of 23. Yeah, two touchdowns. Mm. Josh Jacobs, 26 carries, 106 yards, three touchdowns.
Yeah, man, that Josh Jacobs, he's pretty good. I mean, I have him on my fantasy team, so amongst anyone on this Packers team, I have no problem hyping up Josh Jacobs specifically for my fantasy team. But yeah, well, where would you rank Josh Jacobs among running backs in the NFC?
I mean, yeah, looking at a guy like Josh Jacobs, veteran of nothing else for sure out of Alabama, 202 carries, 944 yards, seven touchdowns. So he finds ways to get the job done.
That he does.
Yeah. So really the demise of the San Francisco 49ers was the fact that their starting quarterback, Brock Purdy, did not play.
Yeah, I mean, without Brock Purdy, this offense did very little the entire game. I mean, I don't want to be too harsh on Brandon Allen doing what he can as a backup quarterback, but he really had a difficult time getting much together. 17 of 29, 199 yards, one touchdown, one interception. I will say the 199 yards he had, that is actually more than Jordan Love. So a very interesting statistic in this game, but still it was a very rough time for this offense. They couldn't run the ball. They abandoned the run game when they fell behind, and I mean, obviously when you don't get Christian McCaffrey involved, you're going to have a hard time winning much of anything. The one player that had a fairly nice game was George Kittle with his 6 catches for 82 yards and a touchdown. Um, Other than that, they just had a very hard time moving the ball, converting. Yeah, they got stopped very often. A lot of punts, a lot of turnovers. Just not something you want to see. Even Christian McCaffrey had a fumble. Like you don't see Christian McCaffrey coughing the ball up very often. Just a very off game for
Yeah, just a
the
brutal game.
49ers.
Yeah, just a brutal game for the team. I mean, yeah, but Green Bay just a clinic for them. Josh Jacobs, Tucker Kraft, even. Where would you rank Tucker Kraft amongst tight ends in the NFC?
I'd say he's fairly average. Maybe a little. Yeah, he's fairly average. I think that's fair.
Yeah, Packers win 38-10. So next week, the Green Bay Packers will play the Miami Dolphins on Thanksgiving night.
Hmm.
And then the San Francisco 49ers, they will be taking on the Buffalo Bills on Sunday Night Football, maybe with Brock Purdy back.
Yeah, hopefully Brock Purdy can get all healed up. You never want to see injuries impacting a team's play and impacting a quarterback's ability to get out there. So wish for the best for Brock Purdy, and just want to see him out there doing what he can do and seeing if he can come back and be a quality game manager quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers.
Well said and respectful words by the Iowa Hawkeyes fan himself, Tad Dorsey. Yeah, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow on the Gridiron Glory podcast, where we cover all 32 teams. And happy Thanksgiving.